Waits, I attend Ripley St Thomas, and I'm here to interview Pat about her job as a landlady in Morecambe.
I was a landlady, yes, for about 40 odd years really. 108 Chatsworth Road. I lived there from 1967 till 1972 when we moved here. That was only a 7-bedroom, so I came here and this was a 10-bedroom.
What landlady were you? Were you outgoing, shy, kind?
Yeah, you had to be understanding, but also you had to be very firm. You know, I mean, you'd have visitors that would be coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning and things like that. You know, so you do rules. You had to have good rules and keep by them. Originally, I'm from Southport, and my husband was stationed at Southport in the army, and he's from Lancaster. So we moved to a place called Overton, a village just outside. We decided that to buy a boarding house in Morecambe was the thing to.
Did you know what attracted the guests? So was it because you're a good cook, an entertainer, or good at talking and making people feel welcome?
We all used to advertise, and I always used to try and keep that little bit below the landladies near me. Mum and Dad had a fish and chip shop on Lord Street in Southport. I liked cooking and having to do with food.
Did you employ staff, or did you just rely on family, or both?
But I didn't employ. My mother-in-law used to come and help me, and Harry, in the building trade, sometimes they were laid off. It was so Harry would help me a lot in the bay. Harry was quite good at cooking. I looked after everybody, and I used to do serve suppers between 10 and 11 at night, and then I'd go and sit with them and talk to them. And
where did your guests come from?
Well, yeah, my visitor guests, they came really from Bolton, Blackburn and Bury, and then I had the Scotch weeks, which were the first 2 weeks in July, and I used to get, there was Glasgow one week and then the Edinburgh the other week. The power station men brought the families and that for holidays, and I did get to know them more than I did the visitors really. So I went up to the power station with my business card and I queued up to give me card. When I got into the desk, I found out that I was queuing up for a digger driver's job. But I did give my card, and the first chap I got was a man called Frank Crefter. He was Polish, and he was the gate man at the power station, and he was a lovely man. In fact, he used to bring his wife and his family over. He lived in Scotland, being the gate man. People would arrive there with no digs, and he'd bring them to my house. So I was always full. Mainly Irish lads, ganger men I think they were called.
Do you know how much guests were charged?
Bed, breakfast, evening meal and dinner and supper, £7 a week. Yeah, that was the original price.
Did you get a chance to go out, and if so, what did you do?
I played darts in Southport for my mother's team, and then when I moved to Morecambe, I started a dart team at the Gordon Club, and I formed a league, and I was chairman for 50 years. Was mainly my landlady friends, but then it was anybody really. Yeah. I formed a keep fit class, and we used to go up to the power station with power station men's wives. From this keep fit class, we got a football team. We played football against the power station for a man who'd lost his legs actually, I think, in a bad accident, and we had a football match against the power station. That's it, they had to play in big wellies, and we made a lot of money for this young man, you know.
Oh, what did you do during the closed season?
You didn't make a lot of money those days, and you had to carry on, so I went out to work. I worked at Bear Laundry, because they got busy coming up to Christmas. I went to places that were busy taking people on. For Woolworths in Lancaster, I went for Christmas. I went to the Guardian after Christmas. I got a job at the Morecambe Guardian, selling space. That was an after Christmas job. In fact, I worked there till Easter, till I started back with my boarding house. For the Miss Glamorous Landlady competition, I won. and I was Miss Morecambe Landlady. And the prize was a holiday at Butlin Bantings at Blackpool for a fortnight. Oh, and it rained every day and it was awful. Yeah, yes, in the winters, yeah, I used to get involved with the amateur dramatics, and we put on My Fair Lady at the Winter Gardens, and it was lovely being in backstage of the Winter Gardens where all these famous people had been, you know. I used to take in lads who'd been thrown out of the homes, you know, and the probation office used to bring them to me, and they were great with me, you know. And often I'd get somebody off the promenade and bring Ernest. I brought Ernest. He was an elderly gentleman, and I brought him and I put him up in number 2 bedroom. But the Irish lads used to love going to St Pat's and used to go to mass every Sunday morning, and you know.
Did you know what guests did on their holidays? So would they go on walks, entertainment, day trips?
And they used to go a lot on trips with Battersby's coach firm. There was things on at the Winter Gardens, but there was 1 or 2 theatres and places like that where they used to go on a night. Happy Mount Park. Yeah, when I moved here from Chatsworth Road, I moved with my lodgers, and they all took in guests, and they got a petition in the Visitor saying that I was lowering the tone of the street, having these lodgers, and that they were all expecting to have the houses burgled and lots of trouble. And yet within 12 months they were all coming down with the business cards asking if I got any too many, would I send them down to them. That came from one of the Irish lads that lived here for quite a long time.
House is blessed with a wonderful landlady. If anyone deserves a medal or some sort of official recognition for the way she so continually gives of her love and understanding to all who need a home and care, from whatever walk of life they may hail, then it is she. Every single person who ever comes to her house to live grows to respect her in such a special way, for she is always smiling and cheerful, forever lending a helping hand, putting forward interminable calm, patience and a willingness to help in such a sensible, quiet and confidential manner. So, can you recall any interesting or amusing incidents or anecdotes?
Harry and I once went down to the club for a drink, and when we came back we looked up and there was all my lodgers running around drinking and carrying on the roof of my house. Oh yes, Harry went up in no uncertain terms and told them to get back inside, yes. We certainly didn't go out, we didn't risk it again. No.